with an ankle injury. So here's the starting five. Barea, Hardaway, Finney-Smith, first career start. As for Houston, Russell Westbrook, who's been one of the best players in the NBA in the month of January, joining Harden, House, Eric Gordon, and P.J. Tucker. Doncic, in fact, they won at Milwaukee, at Philadelphia without Luka Doncic.
And had Toronto down by 30. So they have been able to string together good stretches of play without Doncic.
Tonight's game available in Spanish on ESPN Deportes. Shot clock at 3 here on the opening possession. Barea drives and gets the basket. Barea.
Would you agree, the toughest stretch in his career? I mean, he had the worst shooting percentage for a month in his career at 35%. And he's got to find a way in Houston is based around his abilities as a one-on-one player.
And we were in Portland watching him on Wednesday, and he just didn't look right as Gordon drills a 3. Harden had it, and Harden's got it. Gordon had a 50-point game earlier this week, the first of his career, and he's got all 5 for the Rockets here in the first 2 minutes. Westbrook yesterday named an All-Star reserve. He'll be making his 9th All-Star appearance in 12 NBA seasons. Barea to the bucket again now. So an important stretch for the Sixers. Trying to get home court in the first round. Here's House off the behind-the-back pass from Harden, and House drills it.
So if you're James, you know the trap is coming.
Same spot for Brokoff. Different result the first 3 of the night for Dallas.
In the minutes he played prior to that leg injury, when he was shooting the ball, so he's just got to find his rhythm.
Sweet move by Westbrook. 4 years. Here he is in transition. Westbrook goes right at Finney-Smith. Count it, and a foul.
If you allow this guy to come up the floor unimpeded, second basket in the paint, he is scoring more in the paint than any guard has in the last 20 years. And because 14 points a game in the paint's pretty good.
And again, just the month he's had. I know there were some that thought that, Devin Booker, as Brokoff hits another one from the Clippers in the trade, Westbrook going to Houston. Hardaway Jr. for 3, and Dallas has the lead.
Well, he just looks good. The guy to the thigh. Here maybe knee is troubling him a little bit. He was absolutely deeply affected by Kobe. There's no question. The writers here in Houston are talking about it's kind of a confluence of circumstance with him. But we've seen him in the last 2 games as Russell goes right to the tin again. We've seen
Cephalosha kicks it out. McLemore
controlling the defensive backboards.
Hardaway trying to shake Austin Rivers. 3 is good for Hardaway.
Well, he's averaging
February 31st of 2019 that Hardaway and Porzingis were traded by the Knicks. Porzingis was obviously hurt, missed 20 months after the torn ACL. Was named an All-Star 2 years ago before the injury with the Knicks. McLemore again drains a corner 3, an off-balance shot that goes down.
Boy.
Team that will fight, despite not having not only their best player, but one of the best players in the league right now. And Luka Doncic, the youngest All-Star starter since LeBron James, as Porzingis slams it home.
No, and what do you do, Oregon's missing 6 games at a minimum? But this is a 20-year-old who's an All-Star starter and also supposed to play in whatever that game is called.
Rising Stars. Game. When he made his first All-Star game, and that was really the first time that Rick was an assistant coach for Larry Bird. They were coaching the other team, which had Michael Jordan as Rick.
Plays at its sort of medium, right? Like they want to play faster without him. They're probably going to be smaller, faster without him.
Wow, another 3. Houston is 8 of 12.
But they've got to start guarding.
They get a lot of players like that. I know you got Doncic, who's a top 5 pick, as Brunson hits, and you got against his former team. How about Jason Tatum making the All-Star team? Wow, McLemore out of
points at night. I thought my career might be over. My confidence wasn't there. And
Westbrook 3 of 8. DeLon Wright in transition gets a good look and drills a 3, the 5th 3 for Dallas.
I told you, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes,
all right,
going to wreak havoc.
I think it's going to be a good game, but I think the Chiefs will win. High-scoring game. Curry gets to the rim. It's just nice to work with somebody as Gordon gets the basket, who, if you ask a question, will give an answer and not take that he'll follow whoever Brady ends up going to. Cauley Stein just picked up a technical and his third personal foul as well.
If you're Dallas, you're trying to stay afloat.
One of the last teams to play a home game since the passing of Kobe Bryant. They honored not just Bryant, but all of those that lost their lives in the helicopter. Picked up a second foul with a rebound. Again, roars into the front court. Behind the back pass by House to Harden, who's guarded by Justin Jackson. Harden drills a three. That looks like James Harden right there. And the largest lead by Porzingis. And then Harden pokes it away, but it ends up in DeLon Wright's hands. Porzingis settles in, lets it fly, and hits a three-pointer.
So James Harden, he's clearly staring at the middle of the floor, which is how they break that trap. Porzingis is just, that was easy money.
If it was Mahomes, you'd stare. This is interesting watching Porzingis. Is about 7'3", and then everybody else on the floor for Houston.
Yeah.
James Harden able to hit again. So Harden now couldn't connect there. Harden in transition. The floater, no. His tip, though, is good. So
Thanks, Dave. Curry's back on the bench. He's going to be good to go here, he says. I spoke to him personally. He says he feels good. He jammed his finger. It wasn't the...
Back to the basket, right? Like invert him now because of the downsizing.
House's three is there, so... Now Porzingis has got Gordon on his hip. But Hardaway able to get to the rim and get... Barea lobs Porzingis, and again, that's stealing against that Rocket front court.
Larry was in college basketball, and then he goes on to have that magnificent fourth quarter. Listen, I think he's everything we anticipated. An incredible fit in the 4 threes. If he can balance his game consistently with that, like, good night.
Right, wait till the conditioning is better, and he's able to play as many minutes as possible as Barea sneaks in there to get 2. By the way, James Harden has 11 and 4 of 6 now from 3. Nearing 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's a 7-point Houston lead. And the shot clock down to 5. Gordon.
That's just good. That's good basketball. So they're doubling, right?
Caller there. Mike, Jeff, Mark, Lisa will have the call. Inside a minute to go here as his importance to that team.
That was just such, I have to be honest, that was such a likable team to be around.
Here's Barea. 7 assists and 11 points for Barea. Hardaway missed it. Finney Smith offensive rebound, back up and in.
It's been a problem for Houston.
5 seconds to go in the half. Here's Harden, 5 of 15 shooting, gives it up to Gordon with 2. Gordon with 1, can't get the 3 at the buzzer.
Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and like the video.